Hi, everybody. Welcome. I want to share with you a practice that I do regularly, and I'm going to do it with you today, and we can each practice it throughout our day. And what I do is I pick a quality for the day, and then I practice perceiving this quality and paying attention to it. So the quality I picked for today, for us, is the quality of beauty. Hi, Anna Rose. Welcome. I am sharing a practice that I do daily and which we're going to do now today, and then you can continue doing throughout your day. And that is picking a quality for the day and practicing perceiving it and seeing it throughout your day. So the quality I picked for today is the quality of beauty, because beauty has the power to take you into an expansive state of mind and being. And spiritual seekers, that's what we're looking for. We're looking to be in this expansive state, which is a more enlightened state, a more enlightened version of ourselves. Hey, sweetie. So beauty is the quality that we're going to practice today. And so what I do is I do a short meditation, just a few minutes even, and I ask for beauty to reveal itself to me in everything, in myself, in my home, at my work, the people I encounter, in nature. And sometimes I take one for each day, so I can choose beauty to be my quality for the week. And then decide, okay, today I'm going to check where is there beauty in my home, and how can I maybe improve it and create more beauty around me. And then the next day I can do beauty in the people I encounter. And the third day can be beauty in myself. The fourth day can be in nature. And then at work. So you can really divide it for the whole day or per day. And this is what spiritual practice is, taking something small like this and just practicing it. This is how you grow your spirit and expand your spirit. Hey, Amar, welcome. So we're practicing today paying attention to beauty, because beauty has the power to take you to this expansive state. When you pay attention to beauty in the world, you know, the simplest way that we can associate it is a beautiful rose or a flower. When you take the time for 30 seconds or for a minute, which doesn't seem like, hey, Paul, great to have you here. When you pay attention to beauty, when you look into a flower, for 1 minute, it's a long time to look into a flower, but take a flower and look 1 minute into it. For that moment, you dissolve yourself, the Anna Rose, the Amar, the Paul. You kind of let go of yourself and you look into something else, someone else, another presence. And by doing so, it expands, because you're not only just focused on you, the physical you, the Anna, the problems we have. You're into the rose, and you're kind of communing with the rose or with a flower at that moment. So that's one thing that takes you into an expansive state. Also, as you look at the flower, you begin to see little details, and you go, wow, this is beautiful. This is ingenious. The composition here is really nice. So looking into something else, into somebody else, and looking for the beauty in something else, in someone else, just expands your horizon, your perspective on any given situation. Also, looking into a flower is about caring. It's about love. It brings all of this out in you. So that's why it is such a readily available gateway to an expansive state. So we go about our day looking for, okay, enlightenment, how am I going to do it? Meditation, what should I do? I should fly to India. What do I need to do in order to expand? And here it is. The capacity to expand is here all the time, just by paying attention to the beauty all around you. And taking 1 minute, take 1 minute, put the timer on for 1 minute and look into a flower. Go and buy a flower that has interesting, intricate parts in it, or a color that you love, and just look into it for 60 seconds and see what happens. We each have a different, unique experience, but just so you have some guidelines, you might feel something in your body, a shift in sensation, some kind of expansiveness in your body. Your heart here might suddenly expand. Or in your belly, suddenly you might feel, wow, I'm more connected to my eros by having done that. Or you might have an emotion that suddenly shifts. So that's another cue. Okay, I'm entering an expansive state. Because suddenly you have an emotion of love or ease or bliss. Okay, you've shifted. And then the third cue are any thoughts that you might have. Hey, Harry, nice to have you here as well. So I just want to finish this thought, and then I want to engage with you because I want you to tell me. Okay, so wait, so let me just finish this thought first. So that the third cue is my thoughts have changed. The pattern of my choice thoughts, the kind of thoughts I have changed. And so suddenly I'm not preoccupied, but I'm having, wow, the world is a wondrous place. If you have that thought or something like it, you've tapped into an expansive state. Or you might have, I should do this more often to relax myself. Wow, you've just received guidance from the universe or for your inner wisdom. That's a shift. So you can pay attention to shifts in your thoughts, in your emotional state, and in sensations in your body to know that you're entering a more expansive state. Because if I'd ask you, what's a spiritual experience? How do you know that you're having a spiritual experience? You would know because ... you would have your idea. Many of them might be similar, but you also have your unique ways of what is spiritual for you. So you know what spiritual is. So now you just need to pay attention as you look into a flower and you sense shifts in bodily sensations, in emotional states, and in your thoughts. That's how you'll know you've entered an expansive state. So I just want to pay attention here. So Paul Waters says, having known Anna since 50 years, I can tell you that she herself has been a great inspiration of beauty all her life. That's sweet, Paul, to say that. And we go back a very long time from when I was 18 in Paris. Hari, looking and sounding great, Anna. Thanks you, sweetie, so much. So Hari is the editor of my book, Living a Spiritual Life in a Material World, 4 Keys to Fulfillment and Balance. And we spent a year and a half or 2, I think maybe a year and a half, just working hard, getting that book out. And now it's out in the world. So that's Hari. So now you have a practice that you can do of paying attention to shifts in your thoughts, in your emotions, and in sensations in your body. Maybe you have an easier time paying attention to your thoughts, or maybe you're really kind of visceral and you can sense that. You don't have to do all of them. You can, but I'm just giving you access points to an expansive state. And now you have a focus point for it, and that's beauty. So today, until our next Facebook Live on Wednesday, where I'll pick another quality, practice on beauty. Practice to pay attention to beauty. So you can actually buy a flower and practice that first and see what shifts. But you could look out the window and see if there's a tree, or in the park, see if there's a dry leaf that has beautiful colors. Or you can look into your child's eyes and go, and your child could be 5 years old, or your child could be, 30 years old, and just see something beautiful about them. Or you can be at a team meeting and somebody says something and you go, this was so beautifully said. It really was. And rather than keeping that thought to yourself, pass it on. Elevate somebody else's state of mind as well by telling him, this was so beautifully put. I really love it. There was something so beautiful about it. You said it so well. you know what? You expand your consciousness when you do that, but you give the other person the gift of expanding their consciousness, because now they're feeling kind of good about themselves, and suddenly they've expanded as well. And then your home. I want to say this because I see so often that people don't pay enough attention to beauty in their home. Now, for some people, beauty is really important, and for others, it's less important, and other things are important. But beauty is such a gateway to the spiritual dimension, to the spiritual realm of your being, to an expansive state, which is the same. The spiritual realm is an expansive state of being. That pay attention in your house. Is there a beautiful composition when you sit and read a book, or when you work by your computer? Is the workstation nice? Is there something on the wall that I can look at and it just inspires beauty in me? So I just thought of it, another way that you can create beauty and tap into it. Go online, look for stunning images of nature that just evoke beauty in you, and just, place one on the wall above your computer. And then each time that you go like, okay, I'm into my work and I'm all stressed now, look up, look at the wall, look at the picture, take 30 seconds. You can put the timer. You see 30 seconds is a long time. And just look at the beauty of the picture. It is going to shift your state of mind and state of being. So that's a great way of tapping into any quality, but tapping into beauty. So I want to ask you, if you feel courageous, I'm not here on my own, just blabbing away and just broadcasting. If you paid attention now to something that's beautiful, either inside you or around you where you're looking, what would you say? Just right now, is there something that you could say that is beautiful in your presence right now, inside you or around you? Something that is beautiful now. Just take a second to look around or look inside and say, what is beautiful right now in my presence? And share it with us. Guaranteed something's going to shift. Even if it's going to be really tiny, something is going to shift in you. So just take that moment now, rather than just listening to me. Practice it right now. What is beautiful inside you or around you right now? Let me see. Oh, other people have shared. Patty has joined. Hey, Patty. I'm glad to see you here. Patty says, I love that. So come on, don't leave me up here standing in cyberspace. Be courageous. Share something that's beautiful inside you or outside of you right now that you feel is beautiful. I'm going to sit here and just wait for it. So you better just share with me. Okay, people are sharing. Anna Rose, our old and scratched cedar chest. It warms my heart looking at it. Beautiful. Our old and scratched cedar chest. So here Anna Rose shared something. You see, it's so beautiful what you brought up, because you bring up a point that sometimes we think that beauty has to be extraordinary. And we travel the world to see the 7 wonders of the planet. And here we have beauty in an old cedar and scratched cedar chest. So beauty is everywhere. They say beauty is in the eye of the beholder. Well, it for sure is. But we need to stop and pay attention. So I'm still waiting for others to share. But this is a really important point that comes up from what you say, Anna Rose, that it can be in anything. So I give the example of a flower. I know the Buddha has a practice of, looking into a rose in order to experience bliss. But beauty is everywhere. So it can be nature created through evolution, but it can be human created. It can be a piece of jewelry. Maybe you create jewelry. Maybe you love earrings. I love earrings. So to look at these earrings and to say somebody created them, somebody made them, and to see the beauty in them. That's appreciating our material existence. It's appreciating the creation of somebody else, the beauty and composition that the person who created it, the talent that they have. So you're appreciating them and the beauty of what they created, and then the beauty of you holding it and how it adds to your face if it's earrings. So you see how beauty can be anything. And that's why, when spiritual teachers say, live and, find, or all these teachings have to be implemented in daily life. But you could tap into an expansive state, Anna Rose, just by looking at the old and scratched cedar chest. It warms your heart. I'm imagining, but you could add, maybe it's connection, maybe it's history, maybe it's ancestors because it belongs in the family, maybe it's the carving, the wood, the connection to nature. So many things that are in that eye contact with more people have written. So anyway, so that is how you tap into an expansive state, a spiritual state. So Patty says, I have images of nature and the art that I've carefully chosen to surround me in my space. I love that. It's all set up so carefully and beautifully, it makes me feel peaceful. I love that. That is so wonderful, because you know that looking at these images is going to shift your state of mind. You see, we think we're depressed or we think we're sad, and we're really feeling it. But actually, we've just tapped in to a frequency that's sad or depressed or anxious. And so Patty's going, okay, I can shift out of that by looking at this picture, at this image. And she says, I've actually paid attention to the composition of how I've set it around myself. I love that, Patty. Thank you. Welcome, Ju. Thanks for joining us. We're talking about practicing. Hey, Miles. We're talking about a simple practice of how you can enter a spiritual state or an expansive state, which all spiritual seekers look for. And that's by practicing a quality a day or a week. And the quality that I chose for today was beauty. Tapping into beauty through looking into a flower for 60 seconds and seeing the awesomeness and the beauty in it. Or tapping into yourself and what's beautiful about you. Or friendships, or at work, your home. So Patty goes on and says, also the way a plant in my room is unfolding and you leaf is gorgeous. That is so beautiful, Patty. That is so beautiful, because you're paying attention, you're stopping, and you're taking this moment to ease into the beauty. Now, at that moment, it's not just about you. You are at that moment looking at the plant and seeing how it's unfolding, how it's kind of growing and unfolding. And at that moment, there is compassion in it. There is interdependence in it. There is caring in it. All of these are spiritual qualities that we're all longing for. Well, here they are in looking at a plant unfolding in your office space. That's how simple and practical spiritual teachings are. If you switch from them being something grand happening outside there far away to something happening inside you. So Anna Rose says, I love the sunlight, how it illuminates the room, gives a warm glow to everything. Beautiful. So we have nature, we have the sun, except when it's cloudy, which it is right here, but then we can look at the clouds and appreciate them. But sharing the sunlight and just seeing the beams coming in a certain way, and every time in a different way, right? That's beauty. So stopping, you see, it doesn't have to be long contemplations. It can be really, really short contemplations. That just tap into beauty. I know, Miles, that you have this thing where you just, that touched me when we spoke once, that you just tap into the wondrousness of the world, of the natural world, of the human body, of nature. That is it's your doorway to an expansive state, to see the wonder in things, to pay attention to it, the wonder in us, the hands, how it's working, I'm speaking, everything, it's wondrous. We're all technology, the wonder of technology. So here we're into wonder. So you could spend another day going, I'm going to focus on wonder. And every time I stop, I'm going to look, where is there wonder? So we'll do that another day. But you see how simple and easy it is to tap into a quality. And you could use technology again, okay? Just use your phone. Put the timer on for every 30 seconds or every hour. And when it rings, stop and say, what is beautiful around me today? And then say, I see your beauty. I see your beauty and I appreciate that. Or say, what is beautiful about me right now? And that can be hard sometimes because, you know, we see beauty in everybody else, but we don't love ourselves as much. So stop and say, what is beautiful about me right now? The timer rings again, you do it again. This is how you practice and grow spiritually. It's that simple. You can do it on the go, in the car, in the elevator. Nobody needs to know about it, but at that moment, you're expanding and you're tapping into a larger, more enlightened version of yourself. So I'd love for you, when you practice, not if, as you practice it, I'd love for you to come back and share, because you see how much we have, how much wisdom we've extracted from your sharing of simple things, but how much beauty and how much spirit there is in those connections. So come back here and just share what it is, and I'll keep checking. And if it ignites another piece that it's important for the puzzle, then I'll add that. So you have what to work with. You don't need to travel to the other side of the planet to become enlightened. You have it in you, and you can do it right now with whatever puts a spark in your eye, whatever lifts you up, whatever connects you to beauty. So practice it. I send you lots of love, and keep sharing so we can build the energy. We can build the energy of beauty in the coming days. And then on Wednesday on my Facebook Live, we'll pick another quality. And if you have qualities that you love especially, share them. And I could use one of them. We'll just pick one of them. So lots of love to you all. Be well. Have a wonderful weekend.